Good morning. I'm not going to say Happy Memorial Day because it's not really, I guess, supposed to be a happy time when we think about people who have died, gone on before. But I will say have a blessed Memorial Day as you rejoice in the hope that we have as believers, the hope that we have in Jesus. Memorial Day started out being a reminder, Memorial Day, a time to remember those who sacrificed, I believe, in the Civil War was when it first started. And then it's come to be, I'm not going to give you exact historical facts here, but it has come to be a time when we remember all of those that we love who have passed away. And we decorate the graves with flowers and to show that we remember and that we care. And so that's what we do today. You know, I just want to say I'm sorry I'm going to swallow a black fly here. I know. I'm sorry I've not been faithful in doing these Monday morning meditations, but I've been going through a very, very hard time, and I mentioned it the last time. I've been in a lot of pain, and if I'm not in pain, I am in very much sleep mode because the pain meds make me sleepy, okay? So I'm thankful for them, and I will be thankful when I am able to get an appointment as soon as possible at a pain center in Bangor. I'm hoping that they can do something for my backbone. So you can remember me in prayer. I don't think I'm headed down to the grave myself. Now I just need to get a handle on this and be able to function as much as possible. I'm thankful for time spent with grandchildren. Had a wonderful weekend. Going to church with a couple granddaughters and then having a couple grandsons come here. Actually, they ended up being 3. Eating my food and playing music and singing and playing Scrabble, and those kinds of things help keep my mind off of how I feel. But there are times I just say, okay, Grandma's got to take a nap now. I have to go get off off of my feet and rest in my recliner and put heat on my back, and so I have good naps. And I do sleep well at night. I'm so thankful I do. I don't take a ton of pain meds. I just take enough to function and hopefully, and do other things manually to try to help my pain. So I may get dive bombed by a hummingbird too. They're coming to the feeder, and sometimes you know how they fight. And I had one that just zoomed right in between me and the phone before I turned the camera on. So, I was thinking there are 2 kinds of people in the world today. Those who have hope and those who don't. Those who have hope. And it takes me to 1 Thessalonians. That's the go-to for talking about sadness because of someone who's died. People that have gone before, and sometimes, this may be the year that you're experiencing the first Mother's Day, the first Father's Day, the first anniversary, all those things come and go, and the firsts when the loved one is gone. Those are hard, they are. I know that, but in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13 to 18, it says, "But I do not want you to be ignorant, brethren, concerning those who have fallen asleep or died, lest you sorrow as others who have no hope." And it has a cross-reference here of Ephesians 2:12, and I looked that up. And it says, so he's talking to the church in Ephesus, and he's saying that at that time you were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world. So being without Jesus or God is the same as having no hope. There is only one way to have hope in this world. It's not a religion of our own creation. It's not a creed of our own creation that gives us hope. It's hope in Jesus, the Jesus of this Bible. There is no other way. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. No man or woman, he's talking about, no human being is going to spend eternity with God without having first accepted Jesus as the way. So let me finish reading Thessalonians. He says, for if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so God will bring with him those who sleep in Jesus. For this we say to you by the word of the Lord, that we who are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord, that's talking about when he comes again. So we have that hope of Jesus coming again. And because we do, we will by no means precede those who are asleep or who have died. For the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout. See, this is talking to believers. So that's who I'm talking to. That's who I'm going to be singing to this morning. Those who have hope in Jesus. Those, and just want to remind, because even those of us who have that hope, we have been cleansed by the blood. We're not perfect, but in God's eyes, we have the perfection of Jesus. That's what it's all about. And so I'm going to be talking and singing to you who have hope. And I'm reminding you, those of us who have that hope sometimes forget, or we doubt, or we're in pain, and it's hard to think about it. It's hard to remind ourselves and act on that hope and to feel it. Sometimes we just don't feel it because we're feeling other things. We're feeling grief. The pain of grief or physical pain can be so devastating, but let's continue to feed ourselves, to feed our souls on the promises of God. And these are some of the promises. Let's think about them, believers. Let's think about them. The Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, and with the trumpet of God, and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive, okay, truck, go by. Okay, then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air. I don't really understand all that this means, but I know it's here. I don't know what it's going to look like or feel like exactly, but I know it's a promise. We're going to be with Jesus, and we're going to be with those who have fallen asleep in Jesus. We're going to see them again. I remember when that first hit me, when after my dad had died, Mama had died, and then not long after, Daddy passed away too. And I remember, and I think I've told you this before, but let me repeat myself, okay? So I was sitting on the bed in the spare room that I had fixed up for Daddy, and he never came because those in the family, they knew that it wouldn't be a good idea for me to try to care for him for several reasons. But I was sitting there on that bed and looking around. It was decorated for the ocean because Daddy was a lover of the ocean. He was a lobsterman. And so I was sitting there and crying and thinking about them and how I missed them. And then it hit me, I'm gonna see him again. It hit me, like I never thought of it before, in a way that was just so real. It was real to me more than it ever had been. I will see Mama and Daddy again. So I rejoiced in that hope. Thus we shall always be with the Lord. Talking about eternity. We will always be with him and with those we love who have gone before that love Jesus too. Therefore, comfort one another with these words. So that's why I read that today, to comfort you, because it's always given me comfort. The Lord is precious. Those truths are precious. And that hope keeps me going. It makes me smile. It makes me rejoice. It helps keep me in the Word. It helps keep me trying to sing. I sang hymns with the church yesterday. Went there and it was just a wonderful time. It gives me hope. It encourages me in the hope that I have. So let's see if there was anything else I wanted to tell you. So this song is called Someone to Care, and I noticed that it was copyrighted in the year I was born, 1952, by Jimmie Davis. Written, words and music by a man named Jimmie Davis. I think he might have been a country singer, I don't know. But this is for believers, someone to care. And it's also for you who want to believe, who want to have this hope and to know that you have someone to care. If you want to, ask God to give you the gift of faith, and you can be changed inside too and have this joy, no matter what your situation. Okay, I'm going to try to sing this. It's hard when my backbone is pushing my rib cage out, my stomach out, and it's hard for me to sing. Have I given that excuse before? I think I have. But here we go. Someone to care. When the world seems cold and your friends seem few, there is someone who cares for you. When you've tears in your eyes, your heart bleeds inside, there is someone who cares for you. Someone to care, someone to share all your troubles like no other can do. You'll come down from the skies and brush the tears from your eyes. You're his child and he cares for you. When your disappointments come, and they will, and you feel so blue, there is someone who cares for you. When you need a friend, thank you, black fly, for biting me, a friend till the end, there is someone who cares for you. like no other can do. He'll come down from the skies and brush the tears from your eyes. You're his child and he cares for you. You're his child and he cares for you. Remember that truth when you're hurting. God bless you today.